What a crazy month it's been so far. I mean, we had Street Fighter 6 coming out on June 2nd, and we also had a lot of other things like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Avenged Sevenfold's Life is But a Dream, and also We Love Katamari Reroll. We had a lot of great things. But now, we are dealing with a lot of things like the Summer Game Fest, which honestly, it's more likely a 7 out of 10 convention that I've seen, but it did have a lot of things to offer, and it also gave us a lot of great news. Just like Spider-Man 2 coming out in October, a little bit more on Alan Wake 2, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which a lot of people are excited for, but some people are not. But if you're in the case of Darkside Phil, on the other hand, you just want to make up a lot of things. So he starts off with the Level 1 podcast, goes on about other things, and then brings up Twitch. Twitch had this little thing where they're stopping like simulcasts, streaming from one site to another, or just doing it all at once. And Phil gets upset about this. Why exactly? I have no fucking idea.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Rest in peace, Iron Sheik.
Snort, snort, Cody. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip.
Oh, there is one piece of gaming news I want to talk about, all right? It's this simple. I'm going to try to say it as plainly, as clearly, as concisely, and as not to be misconstrued or misunderstood as I possibly can.
Well, then again, anything that you say can come across as very misconstrued, but also very misinformed. Due to the fact that we all know what you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about Twitch. Twitch isn't really much gaming news. It's more like a social media type of thing. But please, do tell us what you have to say.
Twitch TV sucks.
Well, because they didn't give you an apology, Phil. Oh, boo-hoo.
People should stop streaming on it.
Well, that's also going to be very dependent on the person.
It doesn't care about the people who stream on it. It's a business run by a bunch of people who are out of touch, and it's bad for the gaming community. People need to leave.
I'm sorry. How is it bad for the gaming community exactly? Like, I really want to know. Because there are a lot of people that do stream for Twitch, Phil. There's nothing going to change that. You tell them to go to another place, they don't want to leave. Because what's the benefit from it? People have already made an established point on Twitch. So why bother? The only reason why you want people to leave is because you had a bad time at Twitch and they didn't give you an apology. For fuck's sakes, Phil. And you want to say that they're all out of touch. Like, granted, the only thing that they did that's really stupid was getting rid of multicasting, where you can't stream on both YouTube and Twitch. That part, I do agree, is kind of bullshit.
I don't know why people haven't figured this out yet, because it seems every day people are like celebrating being on Twitch and, oh, I did this. Every day I hear new news about how Twitch has gone downhill, how more things are worse, how they're constantly making choices that are anti-streamer, anti-gamer. I don't get why people are still on there unless they're greedy.
So 8-Bit Drummer streaming on Twitch because he likes doing drumming covers and interacting with his fans. Same with Proton John streaming because he likes to do it on Twitch and actually likes interacting with his fucking fans. That's the thing I don't understand, Phil. You want to be like, all these people need to leave, but yet they already made themselves established on Twitch. So there's nothing that you can say or do to change their minds, Phil. It's just because you had a bad time because they got rid of you for shit that you actually did. Quit the fucking head wiggling. God, I get it. You need a fucking neck brace or something, buddy?
It's that simple. But now, even greedy people want to leave because guess what? Twitch did all these policy changes again. They had this policy change where they basically said, oh, now you can't have sponsorships anymore, or if you have a sponsorship, you can only have a tiny little plug on your setup. You can't have it be intrusive to your streaming because that's counterproductive to us and our advertisers that we're trying to make money on and all of this. And there was a big uproar in the community because of this.
Okay, so you're complaining that they can't have their little advertisements, instead it's a little plug? Like, some people can go, like, be willing to compromise, Phil, but the problem is, you seem to think that everyone should listen to what you have to say. The man that failed to fucking compromise. How did it work out with Machinima for you when they were still around?
Basically, Twitch just made these changes. They didn't talk to the community about it. They didn't warn them they were coming. They just decided to do big sweeping changes across the board. All right? And the entire streaming community bit back and said, no, what are you doing? Like, at one point, this was supposed to be the platform where gamers mattered and where people could try to make a living doing what they have passion for. And instead, you've changed it in the last few years into this place where anyone just is trying, it's make money by any means necessary. Make sure Twitch makes a big, pretty penny on everything you're doing. You're taking more cuts from things like subscriptions. You're taking more cuts from sponsorships. You're limiting what people can do on stream. Your moderation is completely unclear and untransparent, and you seem to do whatever you want in that regard. It's completely unfair and not equal treatment. And now you're going to try to take away the way that we've been making money with sponsorship.
It's always about money with you, isn't it, Phil? It's always about, other people's money is at stake. People shouldn't have a job on it. Phil, you were the one that said that people shouldn't be on Twitch and that everyone else that did stream on Twitch shouldn't be fucking happy just because you got booted out of the partnership program. And they offered you to come back and you just told them to go fuck themselves. Stop pretending that you fucking care about other people because you're not benefiting from it, so why does it fucking matter to you?
You're out of your mind. And either you're going to change or you're going to become a dinosaur, because guess what? There's tons of competition. There's Kick, there's YouTube, there's all these other formats that people can go to stream on.
All these other sites that if Phil got his third copyright strike that he would quote unquote go to, even though he just admitted whenever that whole shit was happening that he would have to go back to Twitch because that's an alternative that he actually knows, but he didn't want to go to Kick and Rumble due to the fact that he would lose his fucking audience. God, how is it that you flip-flop ever so much?
You're not the only fish in the sea anymore, and you're acting like you are when you're not. It's time to change or basically, go out of business.
Change like I did. I have a background where I have my t-shirt from the olden days of the NGC. I had that up. I'll do what I'm doing for change. Phil, people can change however they want to. Same with companies. Everything can change. It could be for the better or for the worse. But your form of change is for the worst. It all started when you moved over to Washington State, Philip.
So collectively, a lot of streamers even said, like Mr. Beast even came out and says, I think I might start streaming on Kick just in protest of these horrible things that Twitch is doing.
I thought you didn't like him, Phil. I thought you didn't like people like Mr. Beast. Why side with them when you shat on them in the past?
Good. That's exactly what should happen. Everyone should start leaving Twitch. Because if you haven't noticed, it's been a period of 2-3 years where everything is just seriously just getting worse. They're not improving anything over there.
YouTube is the exact same fucking way, Phil. Even though they've done things to quote-unquote change, most of it's either for the good or for the worse, like I said before. But you want to look at the negatives. You always got to look at the negatives all the single fucking time. He then goes back to making that argument about how they don't have a higher bit rate and that it's a terrible company just for that reason alone. But then again, it's just the same excuses that he just gives every time he wants to talk about Twitch and how it was a quote-unquote failure.
And they don't care. They've done absolutely nothing to improve the site in the last 2 to 3 years. Instead, it's all about how to make money over here, make money over here, make things worse for the streamer, make things worse here. You hear horror stories every fucking day.
Okay, Phil, name the horror stories. Name them. Name at least one horror story that you heard that someone was on Twitch and they didn't like it. Name fucking one. Oh, what's that, Phil? You can't? Because you're talking out of your ass again?
About how people are mistreated. They have no recourse against the mistreatment. It's messed up, the things you're hearing.
Sounds a lot like your fucking community.
Why are people still there? People need to stop with this stupid mentality that just because everyone else does it, I need to do it too. Well, everyone else streams on Twitch, so I gotta go over there. No, you don't.
A lot of people don't stream on Twitch, Phil. They stream on YouTube, Rumble, Kick. They stream anywhere else. Wanna know why? They have the power of choice of where they want to stream. But then again, Phil, not everybody fucking streams. But you seem to think that everybody does it. Even grandmas that are fucking 80, 90 years old are streaming on Twitch. That would just be a weird world, Phil.
Time to start thinking for yourself. Stop being a fucking cog in a giant machine. Stop following all the other sheep.
This is coming from a guy that reads reviews and takes them as truth.
And do things for yourself. Understand that actually building a community on Twitch is not worth your time anymore. I know.
You said that you had a big community when you're on Twitch, and when you went to YouTube, you lost it. So stop flip-flopping, please. We already know the truth.
Because I've been there. I was on Twitch for 4 years. 4.5 years, right? Went there in a full-time capacity in 2017. I did nothing but support that business, support that place.
Bull fucking shit, Phil. When you were kicked off the first time, you just badmouth Twitch over and over and over and over again. And then YouTube was you were dealing with YouTube shit, and you went back to Twitch. You flip-flopped. So don't bullshit us.
They kicked me out of the partner program and absolutely refused to tell me what I did.
They fucking did, Phil. You were kicked out for using hateful slurs, harmful slurs. You were kicked out because you made fun of somebody with blue hair. You kept calling people mentally ill. You kept saying a lot of homophobic slurs. You kept saying all that, Phil. You still don't get why they kicked you out? Everybody in a 10-mile fucking radius can see why you got kicked out. But you? Nah, you're just in a black hole of fucking snorts and fucking fart jokes.
Why am I out of the partner program? Well, we did an investigation. You violated our rules. How? Oh, we think that you used harmful speech.
Well, then again, Phil, didn't you just say that they had no idea why they were kicking you out, and then you just said why they were kicking you out? Way to flip-flop within, I don't know, 2 to 3 seconds?
Like what? Explain, because I don't know what you're talking about. No one says I use harmful speech besides haters who are idiots and actually take things out of context.
Phil, nobody took what you said out of context. The context was already there. You've said all of this shit, and you never apologized for it once. So don't sit there and go, oh, Twitch is fucking stupid because they kicked me out even though I did all these things, but I'll deny it till I die.
But outside of that, no one says that. No one would attend my streams if I was constantly screaming racist, dumb shit. You're out of your mind. I'm one of the least people like that on the planet.
No, I am definitely calling bullshit on that, Phil. You've done this forever. You've done it back in 2012, you've done it back in 2010, and you still do it now. Do I need to bring up your Eternal stream? Your fucking As Dusk Fall stream? Do I need to bring up all the shit that you've done? Especially the shit where you got kicked out of Stream Elements? I can bring up all of that shit, Phil, and you still would sit there and deny it. Like the little pussy that you are.
I'm trying to put out fun, entertaining streams for an audience that everyone is welcome and included.
How is it going with the pride flags and the cherries, huh? So, are those people accepted? No, of course not. You banned them.
So what is the hate speech? Oh, we're not legally required to tell you anything.
Well, yeah, they're not required to say that because it goes against their brand. Do you really think that they would actually say the shit that you've said? You could use that against them and try to sue them because they said it to you. Granted, you're probably not smart enough to do that, but everyone else can figure it out but you.
Well, guess what? Then I'm not required to use your fucking business, you unprofessional shitbags. Because that's what you are.
Huh, so you talking about yourself here, Phil?
Unprofessional shitbags.
Yes, Phil, you already said that. That's what you are. We already know this. Move on.
You only care about yourselves and how much money you fucking make.
That sounds a lot like you, Phil. Anytime you make money on stream, doesn't matter if it's a big amount or a small amount, you still care about the money that you make, Phil. Then again, do I need to bring up that $1,000 that you got and you try to rub it in the detractor's face of, look how much money I got, guys. I got $1,000. Do you have $1,000? No, you don't. And then people ask you and I say, where's that $1,000, Phil? Where is it? Where is it? Where'd the money go? Oh, I'm not going to tell you what the bills.
So fuck you. I'm not going back there ever again.
Well, then again, you had no other choice. If you had that third strike, you would have gone back to Twitch. Tail between your legs, kneeling and begging for Twitch to take you back.
If there ever is a time I need to go back to Twitch, all right, it's going to be very short term until I find another place to go.
When people told you to go to Kick and Rumble, you're like, I need to think about that, but I don't want to lose my audience. It's like, you only care about your quote-unquote audience, the fans that still stick around and follow you to the very end, when in reality, what's making your streams and you more prevalent by the fucking minute is 4 to 5 people holding you up on life support and the detractors that come to watch your shit and make fun of you. Those are the only people that are keeping you afloat.
Like, quite frankly, if I could avoid ever going back to Twitch, I would. I don't see the point in going back to a place that's that unprofessional. And it's, like I said, it's only gotten worse.
He then repeats himself in this story saying that he doesn't want to go back to Twitch and that he made a big name for himself, which, again, it's the same thing that he did when he went on Twitch in the first place, saying that, oh, YouTube was holding me back, Twitch is where it's at, and then when he went to YouTube, he changed his story. But he kept saying on about how because he went to Twitch, his YouTube channel was declining, even though he used it as like a VOD for his recordings, his streams. He then says other options about Kick, Rumble, and he wants to experiment and actually do research on it, but we all know what's really going to happen if that ever comes to pass. He will not go over there because YouTube is where he made his living at. This is where his legacy is at, which, again, what legacy has he had in the first place when it just revolves around begging and bitching about bullshit?
You know, that being said,
good podcast. Still need to be a part of it, though.
I'm not shocked to hear that Twitch is getting worse and worse. Now, the funny part is Twitch makes these changes. Everyone rallies against them. Only because everyone rallies against them, including big content creators, then they change. Oh, we decided to go back on it. Sorry about that.
Well, then again, Phil, they always do that. YouTube does the same thing, but nobody listens to what the little content creators say on YouTube. Instead, YouTube goes on with their changes while Twitch tries to implement these new changes. Big content creators and streamers rise up against it, and then they change their minds because, ever heard of a thing called experimentation?
It's a public apology, basically saying, sorry, we're off base. The wording is bad and it's too broad. It's like, then why did you do it? Because here's the thing, you can apologize as much as you want, but who made the decision at your company? Now, this is really what should actually happen.
Okay, before he actually goes on to talk about what should really happen, he doesn't seem to understand that there's a thing called experimentation. Was that what Twitch was doing? Who's to say, really? Nobody really knows for sure. The only reason why they backed out of anything that they do is because people rose up against it and they had to listen to the people. At least Twitch listens sometimes. YouTube, not that much.
All the people who are against these changes, okay, they should basically say, who's in charge and why are they running Twitch?
They already know who's in charge of it, Phil, because they do more research than you do.
Because obviously the management is bad. If you've got inconsistent moderation that everyone agrees with is wrong, it doesn't make sense how people get moderated on that site. Some people get treated differently than others, and it's not fair across the board, and therefore you don't even know how to act on that site because people are constantly changing the rules.
YouTube is the exact same way, Phil, but yet you're kissing its ass. You're being hypocritical here.
One person has to, again, walk on eggshells while another person can get away with everything. How is that fair? Right? They're taking more money from things like sponsorships, partnerships. They're making it more intrusive, more restricted. Did you know? This is absolutely true.
And then again, it's all not true because he had to over-exaggerate with the hands and the neck movement. But please, Phil, what was absolutely fucking true?
This happened overnight. Twitch added in a clause. Listen to this, because a lot of people didn't catch this. Into their terms of service. This is not in their partner agreement. They added in a clause into their terms of service that says if you stream on Twitch, you can no longer co-broadcast anywhere else.
Something that you never fucking did, Phil. You never did this at all. It would have benefited you back in the day, but you didn't because you didn't know how to do it. And looking at that face, it's a very punchable face. I don't know why. I can just imagine someone making a mold. You know those little punching molds of a guy? Just imagine this was that face instead of the angry face.
Did you know that? It's true.
I love how he has to did you know that? It's true. You understand? Okay.
In the terms of service. They added it, and no one knew because no one was paying attention. Everyone was paying attention to this other thing about sponsorships. No one noticed they slipped that in.
Ninja did. You know, the guy that you hated for the longest time, he noticed it and he called it out. But yet, you're probably going to bring it up, or not, because you love to make it all about you.
So now they're saying stream on Twitch or don't stream at all here at all. You can't stream other places. If you do, we ban you. Yeah. Damn.
You did not benefit from this. You want to know why you didn't benefit from it? Because you would not do this. But then again, you got kicked out for shit that you've done. Oh my god, my head is hurting from is from him just being a smug, arrogant asshole.
They actually think they're that important. They're not. There's tons of...
Phil, you're just projecting here. You think that you're the most important thing in the world. Anytime people come in, talk about you. Talk about the game that you're playing. But if anyone else has a conversation and tries to be stupid with the memes, oh, you ban them immediately.
It's a competition. And if people would just say, okay, we see now. We're actually taking a look at this and we're realizing this is bad for gaming. It's a bad place to be. It's a toxic environment with a bunch of really scumbag ways to make money. It completely destroys the hard work and effort of those trying to make legitimate content.
I sense a lot of projection here. You're trying to deflect your own shit and project it onto someone else.
It's essentially mistreatment because people get treated differently across the board, and that's not fair. Everyone should be treated fairly and equally.
Yeah, tell that to all the people that you banned because they started quote-unquote spamming the pride flag. Tell that to the people that spam the cherry memes. Tell that for the people that try to have a conversation amongst them fucking selves in your chat. Tell that to them, how they should be treated equally. But you don't see it like that. If they don't give you money, they're out.
And they're not. In some ways, you can say that that's prejudice. I believe it is. I believe...
Phil, you're prejudiced against your own fucking chat. Shut up.
They have prejudice moderation actions over there.
So do you. You and your mods have a prejudice. They could say whatever the fuck they want, as fucked up as it is, including you. But if someone else makes a tiny little jab at you, you know, because it's funny, all of a sudden, they're the scum of the earth, but not your mods. Do I need to bring up that mod that was going against trans people?
Absolutely, I believe that. They've got management that is not in line with the community at large. They're looking at big picture money, 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 and they're never really looking at what's best for business, what's best for gaming. Why the hell would they have a website that's supposed to be gaming streamers that hasn't updated their capacity in 3 years?
Phil, I'm going to stop you right here. Why don't you run a streaming site? Come on, Phil. Since you want to talk this big game about how it's all about the business and they're all about the money, why don't you try to run one? Why don't you try to do anything that you're accusing other people of not doing? When people are developing games, writing reviews for video games, streaming them, why don't you run one of those businesses? Oh, right. Forgot. You can't. Because your business would go under within a fucking day.
And you can't even stream at the current quality of game consoles. Because they don't care. Because this is what they care about. They're all idiots. Why would you want to work for that company? Why would you want to stream on that website?
Phil, not a lot of people view streaming as a job. They view it as a fucking hobby. Don't you see what a hobby is? Sure, people can get monetized off of their hobby, but not a lot of people are. And you seem to think that, oh, everybody that goes to Twitch, they have money. They're monetized. They're not, Phil. Just like how people make YouTube videos aren't monetized, and they just do it for the fucking hell of it. Because they can. Stop living in this mindset that anyone that streams, makes videos, that they use this as a job. When in reality, it's a fucking hobby.
That is not in line with who you are and the content you're putting out. They don't care about you.
Yeah, like you don't care for your fans, that you don't care for your audience, or you don't even care about the game that you're playing. It's all about the money, baby.
Leave. I have to urge every single person, I mean this, I don't care if you're the biggest streamer or the tiniest person, if you are a $1 million business or if you're someone just getting started as a hobby, don't stream on Twitch.
Don't tell people what to do, Phil. You're not the voice of reason. You're not the voice of gaming, and you're not the voice of streaming. You are considered a nobody to them. A lot of people that actually will see this video would be like, you're a nobody. That's all that you are. But yet you claim to be taken seriously with these little takes that you're making.
I mean it. It's the worst place to be right now. What they need to do, they need to fire the management.
I love how you're now going on this fire everybody kick. You've done this a lot. You've done it with game developers, journalists, and now streaming sites that they need to fire everybody. What's your obsession with people needing to get fired? Are you reliving your Vietnam flashbacks of when you were at the fucking helicopter company and you got fired?
All those people who were just in charge and decided to make these new policy changes about the sponsorships and the terms of service with, oh, you can only stream on Twitch, nowhere else, they should be fired.
Okay, Phil, so if YouTube ever makes a fucking change, make that little statement of everybody should be fired. Go ahead.
Immediately. Like, no exception. If you want your company to thrive, those people need to be fired and released to go work somewhere else, a car wash or something, and have people who actually are in line with the industry and understand stuff come in to run the business.
Like I said, why don't you try doing it? Oh, right, you can't because you're not in line of what people actually truly want, and nobody wants to work with you.
You can't have people who are that out of touch with reality running a business like that.
Says a man who is definitely out of touch with reality and lives behind his own fucking echo chamber that everything he says is taken as a fucking truth. And everyone else that tries to bring in truth that's actually legitimate into this echo chamber are immediately kicked out. Anyone that's making a jab at you, kick them out. Anyone that's making a cherry meme, kick them out. That's essentially what this is, Phil. God, man. God, Kettleton is so mad.
You can't. And that business will never improve if those idiotic people are in charge. It's getting, every moment I hear something about Twitch is something negative, and it's worse and worse and worse. You can't run a business like that.
Phil, you don't give a shit about what goes on Twitch. The reason why you care about it now is because it made Twitter news. That's the reason why you're caring about this, Phil.
They need to be cut the cord and let those people go. They're dragging them down. It's like an anchor dragging you to the bottom of the ocean. Cut the cord. Get out of here. Really. And just enough of this shit.
Okay. Phil, just stop. Anytime that you're making these stupid things, like these stupid points that you're trying to make, it just makes you look more and more like a douchebag.
That's all I have to say about that. That's like the hot topic everyone's been talking about in the last 24 hours is how Twitch is going downhill. And with Twitch, I have to say, no shit.
Not really. Twitch, nobody really cared about what they were talking about unless someone big like Mr. Beast, Ninja talked about it. But everyone was more focused on the Summer Games Fest and what other fucking like gaming like conferences they were going to bring out within a few days.
They've been going downhill for years. This is not something new. This is not something shocking. This has always been, but people have been pulling, oh, I just want to look through these rose-colored glasses because everyone claims Twitch is the place to be a streamer. It's really not. They have a few things going for them. I feel like they have the best chat, right? They probably have the best chat system because they use IRC. IRC is a legacy chat system, but man, let me tell you, with the emotes and stuff they have over there, they have the Prime gifted subs and stuff. That's useful stuff.
Weren't you just shitting on Twitch just a moment ago, and now you're like, oh, but it had a really good chat system. I liked it when people could use Amazon Prime to sub to me. I don't understand, Phil. How is it that you focus more on the negative and you bring up like one or two positives, but the negative, oh, no, Twitch is bad for that.
It's a good way to grow a community. It is. But at the same time,
Then why did you go back?
these toxic decisions, they're constantly making. It's just, it doesn't make any sense at all. They're out of their minds, right?
Again, Phil, not everybody streams for money like you're claiming. Chew that goddamn water, you pig.
That's my suggestion, but no one has to listen to me because I'm just a nobody on the internet who doesn't know anything, right?
Hey, you said exactly what I just said. Hey, you stole the words right out of my fucking mouth. So, after that whole rant that he had on Twitch, he ended up doing the Reacts channel, talking about the Summer's Game Fest, which I'm not gonna fucking touch that. It's incredibly fucking boring. And Phil just went on about how he's quote-unquote excited for these games coming out and that he's gonna do series on it. But, like I said, nobody cares. Let's watch him play Street Fighter and lose horribly, please.
Dude!
Man, Manon got you with the footsies. She played footsies, but you didn't want them.
Their kick beats everything. Come on, there's no skill there. This pisses me off.
Yes, there is, Phil. They were playing footsies with you, and they won.
Not doing that. Come on. Oh my god, her split stick is ridiculous, so I can't cross her up?
Phil, you actually teleported right into her sights, and she got you with the kick. Like, really, Phil? You need to time these moves a little bit better than that, pal.
If she neutral jumps, I think she's gonna stop me every time.
That only is if you become predictable, which you always are when you play games like this.
Nothing I can do. Literally, standing fierce, drive impact. Look at my health.
Phil, you have done that as well with the fucking lightning kicks and throws. We've seen you play the beta. We've seen you play Chun-Li. We all know how terrible you are. This fucking Chun-Li knew what they were doing, and they whooped your ass.
I just lost 60% health to 2 max standing fierces and drive impact.
Yeah, because they timed it.
It's such nonsense. Spam fierce beats all my mid-range moves. Drive impact super in the corner.
Man, Phil, you need to stop jawning it up, man, because, oh boy, it smells like excuses and failure.
60% health gone from mashing buttons. Come on.
Come on, I should win. I'm the Street Fighter pro.
This is such nonsense. He literally didn't do anything impressive.
Oh, but they did, though. They used the EX Fireball, and they went through that pathetic Fireball that you have and got you. It was perfectly timed.
Didn't actually time or counter hit anything. Literally just advancing and spamming moves.
Phil, you do the same thing. Pot is definitely calling the kettle black at this point, man. Man, Kettleton is just rattling with her age.
And because I'm Dulcie and I'm slow, all her shit's like, she did the EX flip kick, right? I'm doing a move that's supposed to make it miss. It tracked me and landed perfectly next to me to land and hit me combo anyway.
So many excuses coming out of this man's mouth. It's like, Phil, we get it. You're not good at the game. Compliment the player, cope seed model another time, and move on.
Like, there wasn't skill. That's because the move is ridiculous and tracks you.
Tracks you? How does the move track you? It's not homing, Phil. It's only homing if your mind thinks that it is.
That is such nonsense.
What happened there? I mean, he's wide fucking open. He's wide open and I can't hit him. Come on, man.
Well, if they're wide open, then why didn't you go in for the attack, Phil, and just standing there like an idiot?
I did the wrong fucking button. God damn it, man.
No, I think you clicked the right one, and you're just making the excuse of clicking the wrong one. Also, yeah, as I just now realized, Jax donated $100, and I'm like thinking, Jax, this is what $100 is getting you. It's just getting you a lot of complaints, a lot of excuses, and failure.
It's such bullshit. He's not doing anything impressive. He's dashing randomly. He's getting through moves for no fucking reason, and he's getting so fucking lucky, and I'm dropping all my moves.
How is he getting lucky, Phil? He actually is timing everything correctly. They did everything right. They did nothing wrong. You did.
Yeah, no, my anti-air didn't come out. What?
Nice fucking recovery and comeback from that Luke. I'm not gonna lie, that was fucking amazing.
Are you shitting me?
You know that Phil is really upset when his voice cracks.
My hand went through his body and didn't kill him on the landing. Are you shitting me?
Well, hitboxes are weird, Philip. Oh, I cannot fucking wait.
This is the last set of the night against Ryu. Wow, I haven't fought a Ryu in ages. Oh, okay. Anti-air comes out incredibly late. Wow, what an amazing round.
Get fucked.
Literally all my moves in the corner come out late, so I can't do anything.
Really, Phil? You just can't take the fact that you got perfected by this Ryu that knew what they were doing and played Ryu effectively? Phil, learn from this character. Learn from this player. They know what they're doing. Hell, train with the opponent's character, for God's sakes.
What the fuck? I did back medium punch. It gives me quarter circle back. Wrong
Yeah, but we're not hearing you mash the buttons in attempts of doing that, Phil. Instead, we hear silence.
fucking move. This is unbelievable. I keep getting the wrong moves. Every time he jumps, I did back medium punch. Then he gives me yoga flame instead.
Phil, you didn't even put the impact right. You're just mad that you couldn't bring out a certain move just because you got countered by that Shoryuken.
He mashed it twice in a fucking row?
Yes, you blocked it the first time and then you actually took it the second time. You left yourself open. Also, spamming it, highly doubt that. Doing it twice in a row is not spamming.
Can't punish. I can't punish.
No, but that Ryu certainly can.
I literally can't do anything.
Yep, can't do anything. I'm just calling it now. End of match. Hey, look, Phil. He parried all of your moves and blocked some of those. This Ryu knows what they're doing.
I did jump drill over the fireball. It wouldn't go over the fireball?
Nope, because you weren't high enough.
Come on. It's ridiculous. He threw 3 in a row. I want you to think about that. He threw 3 fireballs in a row and I couldn't move.
What? So I really wanted to look at that match, like when he said the throwing the 3 fireballs. I really wanted to get like a closer, like in-depth look on that. So let's start on that. All right, so that Ryu parried. Okay, there's the fireball. He blocked, and he didn't block the last one. So that's why he got hit.
I did jump drill over the fireball. It wouldn't go over the fireball?
No, because look at that fireball. Oh, right, I can't do this.
I did jump drill.
But look right there.
I did
right around here. No, because you were in the attack animation, and it made your foot go down. So, yeah, you got hit by the hitbox, Phil. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
I did jump drill over the fireball. It wouldn't go over the fireball? Come on. It's ridiculous. He threw 3 in a row.
Yes, he did throw 3 in a row. You blocked 2, and he got you with the third one. You know what they say? Third time's the charm.
Again, I did back medium punch. You gave me yoga flame instead. Fuck this.
Yeah, all I'm hearing is just a baby crying in the background. Do you want a fucking bottle or something, Phil?
Give me my fucking move.
Give me my fucking move. I want my baby bottle gin.
That was back medium punch. Again, it gave me yoga flame. Dude, I can't go from back to down back to back and punch. It gives me yoga flame instead of the fucking input.
So glad that you're not a Street Fighter instructor. Because if you were, oh my god, people would be demanding a fucking refund.
This is ridiculous. I'll never get anti-air this way. This guy's hit me with 0 legitimate times.
Illegitimate times? Phil, those look legitimate to me.
0 legitimate fucking hits. What the fuck? Dude, mashing again.
How is this Ryu mashing again? Like, granted, you're mashing your buttons again over and over and over, trying to get these elusive moves to come out, but you just can't accept the loss. Oh, hey, Phil! You couldn't do anything with Drive Impact? Like you kept bullshitting? What's this? But it doesn't matter. God, you fucking got annihilated.
This is fucking trash, and I'm really upset. I am, because this guy sucks.
How does he suck, Phil? Tell us, how does this Ryu player suck?
This guy is not good in any way, shape, or form. He's super lucky. I want one more match.
This guy sucks. You know, if people don't like fighting a certain player, they would dip. But you want a rematch because you want to prove to everybody how much he sucks, even though it just proves to everyone else that watches this that this Ryu knows what he's doing. You don't. and you're just coping, seething, and molding at this point.
I really do. This guy's not good
Oh, he left. Well, never mind.
at all. He's getting so lucky because my input, he keeps doing unsafe jump after unsafe jump, and my fucking anti-air doesn't come out. It keeps giving me yoga flame. I'm going from crouch or down back to back and medium punch, and the game is reading a quarter circle back because the inputs are too fucking lax.
Oh my god, Phil, you're filling up the place. No wonder why it smells like failure.
All I want is fucking anti-air. It's such bullshit. The guy was not good at all.
Oh my god, Phil, compliment the goddamn players that you fight against. We get it. You're salty because they pull off certain moves that you don't know how to pull off. Just learn.
Complete fucking nonsense, and it's really upsetting.
It's very toxic.
Very upsetting. Sure it is, Phil. Sure it is.
Here we go with bullshit. Here we go with more bullshit.
Yeah, more bullshit, and then you finally pull off a drive impact. Yet again.
Oh yeah, that's what I did. I totally did that. Now I can't get my fucking yoga flame. When I needed to fucking survive, no fucking yoga flame, right? When I need my yoga flame in a combo, it doesn't come out.
My god, you're being a sore runner. You won this round, Phil. You got lucky with it. He almost got lucky, but didn't. Just God. Why is it that every time you win a match on a very close level of luckiness, you fucking just complain along the way?
I get it randomly when I want to anti-air. Wow, all for one fucking drive impact. It's so stupid. Look at the damage off one drive impact. 60 plus, 70 plus %, one drive impact.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, DJ's level 3 super is actually really cool looking. But also, yes, they do a lot of damage because this DJ perfectly timed the combos with that level 3 super. I mean, they did well with that, Phil. What's wrong with that?
What the fuck? Are you serious? Unfucking believable bullshit.
How they got you with that, Phil. Just compliment it.
Here we go. Here we go. Drive impact. Mash drive impact.
Phil, you did the same thing. So don't bullshit us with, they're just spamming it.
What the fuck? EX Fireball, really? Dude, the connection's terrible right now. Do you see this? Are you kidding me?
Even though the ping is at 94, 93, I'm not seeing any issues.
The connection's absolutely terrible. All of a sudden, it started dropping frames. All of a sudden.
I didn't see any frames dropping, Phil. How is it that you have this magical bullshit? What are those glasses, the ones from They Live, where instead of you seeing aliens, you see frame input, like, or frame lag happening?
Unfucking believable nonsense. Again, I'm losing to fucking stupid bullshit.
I need to win all the time. I know what I'm doing. I love Street Fighter. Every time I win, it makes my pee hard. But every time I lose, it makes me upset and I can't go fuck Cat because Tyrone is doing that.
And I'm not happy about it. You're so good because you mash jab and you press drive impact at mid-range screen when it's laggy.
No, Phil. They saw you using drive impact and they countered it with their own drive impact. Do you not know anything about this game?
Oh my god, again, a random jump, not timing anything. I give up. He's too fucking lucky. He's just mashing shit. In lag.
Phil, you just got your ass handed to you by that Italian-style dessert twice. Maybe 3 times. How is it that you're not learning from any of this? You know, Phil, just go order yourself some tiramisu and just gorge yourself down. Maybe eating your feelings will make you feel better.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. Yet I love playing this game, you guys.
Not fun to play against someone who's just jumping around mashing shit in lag. Mash jab, mash drive impact. Mash jab, mash drive impact. I can't do anything about it. Oh my god. Alright.
Even though you do the exact same shit over and over and over and over and over again.
This is it. Last fucking match of the night, because now I'm angry. I just want to end on a win. I want to end on a solid match, and I can't.
God, you can tell he's so fucking pissed when he just throws away his headband on the ground and his glasses too. Like, fuck this shit. I fucking win. Big fucking baby.
Fucking end on a solid match because the game keeps giving me fucking bullshit matches like this. I'm so pissed.
What a fucking baby. Didn't you say that you're gonna get your losses and that you have to be a good winner, like good loser? Because, as I mentioned before, you're not practicing what you preach at all.
If I know how to fucking play the fucking game, he shouldn't be able to.
No, you fucking don't. Clearly, from all the matches that we've seen, you don't know how to play this game at all. You don't do any research on this game. Instead, you're making a bullshit excuse after bullshit excuse of how you should have won and that everyone else that fights against you, they have unearned wins and that they don't know what they're doing. They should suck your dick, kiss your balls, and thank you for it. That's what you want. But when that doesn't happen, oh boy, Karen mode is coming out.
Like, get away with neutral mashing buttons.
Phil, they're not spamming neutral buttons at you. Come the fuck on. Why you gotta be a coping, seething, molding little bitch right now? For a man that claims that he knows exactly how a business should be, he has no idea what he's talking about when it came to Twitch. All that rant was just him projecting of all the shit that he had to quote-unquote deal with when he was on Twitch. And just say that it's all bad business. Phil, we get that you're holding a grudge against Twitch because they kicked you out for illegitimate reasons, in quotes. But when the evidence was presented against you to why you are a toxic person, you still refuse to believe it every single time. Same thing could be going with this rant about how Twitch is losing people and that they're just caring all about the money and implementing new changes. When in reality, you can say the same thing about your chat. Every single time something happens, you immediately implement a new rule, which makes your chat not very fun to be around. It just shows that you care more about making money and making it all about a safe space for yourself. But despite him just going off and off about how Twitch was terrible and him being boring, it's always a treat just to see Phil play Street Fighter 6 and get decimated by people that know exactly what they're doing and that he'll always complain, and his complaints just fuels my black heart with joy just to see him struggle at a game that he loved so much. With that, it is the end of the video, so we'll end it off with our almighty prayer. Deliver us from the dents, deliver us from the pay pigs, deliver us from the pignosis. May we never become dented, and may we never become beggars like the DSP, and may, for the love of God, may we never become Johns when playing Street Fighter. Amen.